me this the root of all evil. But I'm only out here trying to feed my people. And I gotta get away, angels making sure I'm on this straight. And these niggas, they try to tear me down, but I won't break. And I hope you know you missing every single shot you ain't take. And my dogs stick to the script, we don't condone that fake shit. It's hard when it seems like don't nobody wants you to make it. It seems like everybody changed. I like my meditation. If you fuck with the oppositions, I can't trust a nigga. My brother died and at the time I wasn't fucking with him. Why every chance I get right now I say I love my niggas. This shit a year too weird, really see what's up with niggas. Three, how you take all the losses, still in your duffel, niggas. Know how to get it back, that's really in my hustle, nigga. Stay in your lane, watch for the fakes and remain humble, nigga. I seen them when it's turned snake, that's what the streets will do. Don't put your life in nothing, niggas. Saying so keep your heat with you. Crazy, I be showing love to niggas when I know they hate. How they tell me this the root of all evil. I'm only out here trying to feed my people. And I gotta get away, who's making sure I'm on this straight. And these niggas, they try to tear me down, but I won't break. And I hope you know you missing every single shot you ain't take. And my dogs stick to the script, we don't condone that fake shit. It's hard when it seems like don't nobody wants you to make it. It seems like everybody changed, that money my motivation.
Got money motivating me, I'ma still get it, even if it's what they hate to see. I like to see a nigga winning, even if it ain't with me. But I got my pistol close, the swing about to take from me. This shit the root of all evil. Look at the shit that make y'all do to y'all people. The bad end, but I move it all free. I play it right, you can lose it all cheating. You played your man over some bands like y'all beefing. Sometimes you gotta wait till turn the ball even. If that went over your head, you still a little nigga. I was broke as hell, now that stash and got a little big. Nigga fuck you take without the papers, you a real nigga. Rich way, so I don't fuck with niggas, Tommy Hill big.
Yeah, I got bleed on my shirt.
Now how they tell me this the root of all evil. I'm only out here trying to feed my people. And I gotta get away, who's making motivate. Now how they tell me this the root of all evil. I'm only out here trying to feed my people. And I gotta get away, who's making sure I'm on this straight. And these niggas, they try to tear me down, but I won't break. And I hope you know you missing every single shot you ain't take. And my dogs stick to the script, we don't condone that fake shit. It's hard when it seems like don't nobody wants you to make it. But it seems like everybody changed, that money my motivation.
That money motivate me, I'ma still win it, even if it's what they hate to see. I like to see a nigga winning, even if it ain't with me. But I got my pistol close, the swing about to take from me. This shit the root of all evil. Look at the shit that make y'all do to y'all people. The bad end, but I move it all free. I play it right, you can lose it all cheating. You played your man over some bands like y'all beefing. Sometimes you gotta wait till turn the ball equal. Over your head, you still a little nigga. I was broke as hell, now that stash and got a little big. Nigga fuck you take without the papers, you a real nigga. Rich swing, so I don't fuck with niggas, time to ill pick. Fuck with y'all.
Now how they tell me this the root of all evil. I'm only out here trying to feed my people. And I gotta get away, who's making sure I'm on this straight. And these niggas, they try to tear me down, but I won't break. And I hope you know you missing every single shot you ain't take. And my dogs stick to the script, we don't condone that fake shit. It's hard when it seems like nobody wants you to
like a GTA mission. Fruit of the loom, we been on these niggas' ass. Niggas fuck they running up like Zakari, it ain't last. When niggas ask me for a zip, I get mad. I'm the plug shot with me, you got about 400 grams. You too cheap for rapper weed, think that's getting taxed. Couldn't get off what you sell if I spend 7 racks. Move it in the money, you can bring it back. I thought you had that problem, know that black gelato crack.
No, we can't smoke on this ride. Got some shit in the whip that'll get us some time. I'm sick, I'm getting off. They don't want me alive, and you won't get another chance for the niggas that try. Lil' bro got brakes, all he know is the slide. You go up on a 6, but Brody banging a 5. I can apply more pressure, I'm just taking my time. They like my dog up for balling like the shit was a crime. You my nigga low D's, they tried to give him a dime. Ask the hood about paid if you think that I'm lying. They can see we getting money, I don't care if they blind. This band gang shit forever to the day that I die.
Niggas must be writing books, spend all day behind the keyboard. With live laughing with the ops, seeing the same more. Almost, but it's possible for the damn cord. On the machines, we turn niggas.
Hey, what's going on, Tip? Looking in the order, yeah, I seen that little map. I seen that little map you sent me, yeah, I'm definitely looking into it, for sure. Yeah, cause these motherfuckers here, man. Motherfucker can't even go to sleep without these motherfuckers fucking with my tire. I literally just caught somebody in the act. Well, not in the act fucking with my tire, but as soon as I went to the gas station, he was riding his bike, like he was riding his bike kind of slow towards my van and shit at the gas pumps. And then cause they got a monitor and shit, I parked right in front of the camera, so I could see the monitor inside the store and shit. And fucking, when I seen him walking his bike, he kind of stopped, so I ran out the store and he parked his bike right next to a fucking gas pump. He parked his bike to a gas pump, next to a gas pump, and act like he was walking in the store and shit. I ran out too early. I should have ran out a little bit. I should have gave him some time to get by my tire. I can't wait to catch one of them, bro, I swear. Whoa. One dog down, one dog down. Two dogs down, dog. this down. Alright, let's see. You see Mexico across the border when you were in. Nah, I didn't. I probably seen it. I was, like I was around so many mountains and shit, and I wasn't really, I wasn't really paying too much attention. Um, San Diego is a border city. Yeah, the thing. It was a border city. What do you mean a border city? Yeah, I probably did. I probably did see it, man, because I was around so many mountains and shit. I, it got to a point. It got to a point. My phone literally had no reception. Yeah, niggas plotting. Yeah. I know it was peaceful as fuck, man. I recycled in Oregon, bought cans to Chevron gas stations. The recycling machine paid me out. Oh, that's what's up. That's the type. That's the type of shit I like. The machines, cause they pay you they ain't doing no shiesty shit unless the machine ain't got no money in it. These motherfuckers, especially the recycle place I go to, one of the recycle places I go to, you could tell like they be ripping me off, man. The other one probably does too, but the one on 10th Street, or not the one that I go to with the gate, but the one with the like a warehouse with the sliding up door and shit. Them motherfuckers be stripping my fucking pockets. Hmm. Fifty icy points. Yeah, man. A lot of bullshit. How long did you live in Oregon, Tip? Yeah, lots of forest stuff. Public beaches. Yeah, I definitely got it. That sounds. You said beach? How what? Public beaches. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Good parking. Yeah, I'm definitely looking. I might look that up, man. I gotta get out of San Jose, man. Oh, what's going on, Beach Walker? Hey, Ross. Never lived in Oregon. I lived in Washington State, the next state up. I have been to Oregon. Okay. Uh, You say you liked Oregon? All right. When you went through it, passed through it. Look, that shit right there. Remember when that building was being built? That little greenish neon colored building is perp housing. I don't know what that big building's gonna be. It looks like it's gonna be like some type of office or some shit. Camping there this summer. Yeah, camping there this summer. That's what's up. Hell yeah. Yeah, sounds pretty dope, man. Type of area that I'm into. Get somewhere I can park, stay to myself, smoke my weed, man. Fuck with my dogs, and I'll be cool. I heard Hurricane Ida totally wiped out parts of Louisiana, worst there. Man, yeah, man. Shit is getting fucked up. I'm waiting for Cali's big thing that they're gonna do for us and shit. Like, what are they gonna fucking, what natural disaster are they gonna fucking conjure up? They're probably working on the volcanoes or the asphalt. Um, what did I say? Volcanoes? I know I had to say volcanoes. Way less people than Cali. Yeah, that's beautiful right there. That sounds beautiful. Sounds like my type of place, man. They are saying everyone in Louisiana should get out because they won't be able to provide necessities like water and electricity for a long time. Yeah, oh man, that's so fucked up. That's so fucked up. And Red Cross is gonna steal half of everything, if not more. never fucking donate your money to Red Cross so they can help people. That's full of shit. They don't help nobody. They give people fucking old donated shit that they fucking been having in warehouses stocked for years. And keep all their fucking money and shit. No tax in Oregon. Yeah, that's beautiful as well. Gas prices is probably cheaper. I know it's like 14 4 excuse me. It's legitimate. It's legitimate. Yeah, it's like $4.19 for a gallon out here. You could probably find some place if you're lucky for like $3.99, but you'll spend more money in gas trying to find that shit than you'll actually. So the $4.19 is, I guess that shit's better for your convenience. The recent hurricane in Louisiana happened same day Katrina did weather control. Oh, the same day, like the same day on that this year, same day a couple years ago or whenever it happened. It's definitely orchestrated. It's probably ritualistic. If it happened on the same day and shit, it's definitely ritualistic. All those people dying and shit. As far as him dying, rest in peace. I haven't heard anything else about that. I kind of just been, I just kind of been staying away from that shit. That shit fucks me up, man. That shit fucks me up. I know the last time I talked to him was probably like 3 months ago. But the last time I really had like a long conversation with him over the phone was like, I don't know, it was a while back. It was when I was in Reno and shit. He was telling me like all the places to go that, the targeting might not be so heavy because he had been through the same shit. So he was talking to me about it. Wayne was a cool dude. Good dude. Good dude. What's there to do in San Jose if someone isn't targeted? To do in San Jose, man, before targeting and shit, before this last time coming back out here, like, I was straddling the fence, like, living on the right, both the right and wrong side, the right and wrong side of the law, so, I wasn't selling drugs or anything, but I was selling, like, CDs and DVDs and shit. That's all I really did out here. But back then it was like clubs and shit, man. Like before COVID hit, every night, every day of the night. I mean, every night of the day, or every night, every night of the day, every night there was a club. For every single day of the week, or every single night of the week, there was a club going. At least one club. At least one. Now it ain't shit. Probably like a couple clubs open on the weekends, but it's nothing like it used to be, man. Like this, literally, like they call it college town, like they be saying college towns and shit. Like this was literally a college town. Like it was crazy, man. Like I didn't understand it myself. I was like, how do these motherfuckers like even cramming time to study and shit? Because like every night the same fucking faces and shit. Different clubs. Different clubs, but same faces. But yeah, man, I'm sure there's some stuff to do out here. I just never, I never explored it like that. I'm originally from Sacramento and shit. My mom stays out here and shit. So that's why I'm a little um I'm familiar with out here and shit. Cause I used to come back and forth. So, but Sacramento, it's lots of shit to do, but it's lots of shit to do in Sacramento, but it's just the shit that you, the shit. I mean, the shit is all the places that are supposed to be considered quote unquote fun places. They're like set smack dab in the middle of fucking neighborhoods that like gang infested neighborhoods and shit. So you got gang members and shit that wanna, you know they you got gang members and shit that want to claim fucking people's businesses and shit. Like tell who, tell, I mean, tell people who can and who can't come and all that fucking bullshit. Oh, yep. I think Hurricane Katrina was August 29th, 2005. Yeah. Yeah, that shit sounds it definitely sounds ritual. Ugh. It definitely sounds ritualistic bullshit. Would be cool to go to Mexico if I wasn't targeted. Our dollar is still worth quite a bit more. Yeah, yeah. The only thing I hear uh, is that they fucking they fucking what do you call it when they lock you up and they extort you? The police extort you and shit. Lock you up on some bullshit, and you just they don't even lock you up. They just put you in the cuffs and fucking, you know, give you the rundown and fucking demand money from you and tell you you're going to jail. But that's something I heard a long time ago. I don't know, the governments probably have changed. They've probably changed since then. I was probably a kid when I heard that shit. I always wanted to go to Tijuana though. Yeah, you know what? If I could actually get a passport and I wasn't afraid to fly, like if I wasn't afraid to fly and shit, That's how I would probably go to Africa or Jamaica. Especially it's a rapper out here by the name of JT. Um, they call him Fig Panamera. Yeah, he got a couple different rap names, but he's most known by JT as JT the Bigger Figure. And he went out to Africa and bought up a lot of fucking property, like buying up. He's out there buying up just a bunch of land and selling it to Americans that want to fucking come out there and shit. Um, like have getaway or always have some place to go. Um, and you can stay out there. He said you don't have to literally legally be a resident. You can stay. You just gotta go get your fucking documents. You gotta keep filling out documentation every so often. You gotta go refill out your paperwork, and you can stay out there as long as you want. But yeah, man, I saw he showed some of the houses they built, man, for like $10,000, bro. Be looking like, first of all, you can get land, bro, for like acres and acres. You can get good land for like $10,000, bro. $10,000. You could get your land. The land out there that you buy for $10,000 would easily cost you like $200,000 out here. The houses you can build for fucking like $15,000. You can build you a house for $15,000 and it'll be bigger than any mansion you see out here. Like you could build damn near an apartment complex for that much. Fucking weirdos, man. Weirdos, dude. Fucking tight ass pants with that woman's sweater on, dude. Bald headed with a fucking baseball cap on. Hey, chill, man. That's the type of gay shit, man. Not well, no offense to anybody, but fucking trying to make my dogs go crazy and shit and catch my attention. Like, motherfucker don't want to look at you, man. Fuck. Get some good street food in TJ, really cheap, yeah. Oh, a lot of people were harassing me when I was down in Louisiana. I don't feel sorry, but I know not all of them are evil though. Yeah, I know, that's how I be feeling, man. Like that's exactly how I feel, man. Like, hey, it's crazy because I'll be walking down the street, or not walking, I'll be driving. I'll be driving down the street, and I'll see a car crash. I'll be like, man, I hope that was a perp. I hope that was a fucking perp. I be feeling like that. I swear, man. They be having me so fucked up, man. Like I could fucking, and they be fucking with me, but sometimes I could be having a good day. I mean, while they're doing their normal routine, and they just fucking do some way out shit, and that shit'll just throw me, and I'm fucked up. Like, bro, you just don't know. It throws you. Well, yeah, you do know. It throws you in this fucking. It throws you in this fucking zone. Like, fuck, man. Almost like, you be having a good. Like, motherfucker could be having a good ass dream in jail. Like you be locked up and having a good ass dream. The dream is so good it almost feels real. Like you might be in the mall or something with your partners, or just doing whatever, enjoying yourself in the dream, and then you gotta fucking wake up. You wake up in jail, and that's when realization kicks in. Like, damn, man, I'm in this motherfucker. And then you fucking think about how many more days you gotta wake up in that motherfucker, and it just fucking throws you off. It fucks your whole fucking day off. Nappy, Nappy, you live 24/7? Nah, not 24/7, man. Just I'm gonna be going live a lot more often, man, because I'm just I wanna leave a good dialogue. I wanna have a good dialogue. I mean, I wanna have a good library of videos for people to look at, man. And see what the fuck is going on in real time and all that shit. You can visit six. You can visit 6 months tops, I think. Then come back. Then you can go right back if you want. I think. Yeah. I think that's what it was. I think that's what he said. You leave for a certain period and you come right back. But no, yeah, I think that is what it is. But I guess he was more so like you could go like to a surrounding, like if you're in one area of Africa, you can go to the other area or some shit like that. I think that's how he was explaining it. But yeah, it's pretty much along those lines. Storage container house. Yeah, I was thinking about that too, actually. But like, I would have to literally have a fucking. Oh, you talking about in Africa? Yeah, they can do that. They do that too in some places. But I've seen some nice houses. If you're talking about like, for me, like I would have to have stable land to put that on. Like I couldn't tote that shit or have that shit toted all the time. Yeah, but like in the beginning of my targeting and shit, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get a fucking storage container and stick it somewhere in the mountains, but somebody was like, nah, man, they can still, the mountains still belong to the government. Like it's not like you can just go live up there and shit. Like they'll fucking, you know. I mean, I really don't know how. Don't know. Nobody really be. Nobody. I mean, I don't think people just really fucking go up to the mountains like that and shit, unless it's like some hikers and shit. But I guess they do have helicopters and heat seekers and all that bullshit. But I think there's still some fucking mountain people, man. Not like some fucking folklore or some shit like that, but like real fucking people like that live in the mountains and shit. Like people like us, but they've been raised in the mountains and that's how they live. And probably know how to navigate through the motherfuckers. Like you see on the movies and shit, like fucking Jungle Book and shit, how they fucking, barefooted, fucking moving through fucking branches and all types of fucking different shaped rocks and thorns and all types of shit. That's crazy. Like how if you live in a certain a certain area, how you adapt to that shit. And like, if we were to walk on that shit barefooted, that shit would probably tear our feet up. But you know, the people that came up there know how to move a certain way and fucking step on the earth, or the you know, step on the ground a certain way so that that shit doesn't affect them and shit. Uh, Train hopping would be cool. Oh man, I used to watch this dude, Banjo. What was his name? Hobo. Hobo something. Hobo. Hobo Slim. Hey, bro, like I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to. Excuse me. That's legitimate. I didn't want to. You know, I wasn't actually thinking about doing it myself, but I was looking into that shit like I wanted, cause you know, I have ran it during the what was that shit called? When you know when the 99% thing, the 90 when everybody was doing that protest shit about the 99%, I was going to like a couple of the places in Sacramento, like a couple of the buildings where they were doing that, and fucking you know, I have met. Well, actually, they were like about to get in a fight. They were about to get in a fight. It was a group of fucking, you know, a group of fucking people that like the group called Insane Clown Posse. Or not? Is it Insane Clown Posse? It's Insane Clown Posse and Tech Nine, I believe. They belong to this fucking like Juggalo. They belong to a group called the Juggalos or some shit. So, you know, it was a group of Juggalos, and then it was a group of fucking another fucking, and they're like fucking, they're like, I don't want to say homeless gang members. It's like a bunch of fucking, and they're like fucking, they're like, they're like fucking barbaric in their fucking methods of fucking fighting and shit. Like they be walking around with fucking bats with nails in them and shit, and fucking, you know, they remind me of goth, but they're not goth though, because they don't wear all the black shit or none of that. But you know, they be having their fingernails painted and fucking spikes and shit all over the place. And then there was a group of people. They called themselves the Travelers, or yeah, I think that's what they called themselves. It was like it was way out to me. Like, it's the first time I ever seen some shit like that. That it's like some shit you see in the movies, like almost like the what was that shit called? East Side Stories. East Side Stories, where they fucking, you know, they got their hair greased back and they're pulling out switchblade knives, and you know, they're jabbing at each other, but it's like a musical, so they're fucking singing at so they're fucking singing at the same time and shit. It's like a theater show almost. But anyways, fucking, it was like the first time I had seen some shit like that. And then like, you know, when they calmed down and everything was all over, well, you know, I was talking to one of the dudes, and you know, I was like, damn, I didn't know they had like that type of shit going on out here and shit. Like, And it was like, yeah, man, you haven't heard of the Juggalos? And like, nah, man. He said, do you listen to Tech Nine? I was like, yeah. They had their face painted too. He said, yeah, he has his look up Tech Nine. That's why he wears that face paint like that. Like, okay, okay. But the traveler dude was telling me about hopping trains and shit, and he showed me his finger. He showed me his finger, and fucking, he had fucking, he lost a finger doing that shit. He said he lost his dog too, like he was doing it with his dog, and fucking his dog fell out the fucking. His dog. He was saying his dog fell out the train. I have a hard enough time trying to do that shit myself. Like I couldn't. I know for a fact I couldn't do it with a dog, but yeah, I know for a fact I couldn't do it with a dog. But yeah. And so from what he was telling me and shit, I started watching. I looked it up, and it's this dude named Hobo something. I'm sure if you type in Hobo the Train Hopper, uh, you know his real name, his full name will come in, but it's Hobo something after that. And like I watched a lot of his videos. Like he's actually fucking, vlogging it as he's doing it and shit. And that shit's wild, bro. That train hopping shit is wild, bro. They be fucking literally, like sometimes they get up on top of the roof of the fucking train, and then like when the fuck they be going under those fucking tunnels and shit that the train go under, like I'd be too afraid of like that, like that opening, the top opening wasn't wide enough, and that you just smacked into the wall. And then fell all those fucking feet down, however fucking high that fucking bridge is, man. Cause that bridge they be going over mountains. They be going over the sides of fucking mountains and shit. That shit is like, you gotta have some real heart to be a fucking train conductor. Like some of those places that they fucking be going. Especially in that heavy ass machinery, like if it shuts up, like that's one of the reasons I won't go in a plane. And they say that cars, you're 10 times faster to die in a car, but just thinking about that fucking airplane, all those feet up in the air, and that fucking engine stalls out, fucking that fucking one of the propellers goes bad. Fuck that. Um, yeah, nappy. Some of the perps in Louisiana were telling me, bitch, to get out, and now they have to get out. Karma's a bitch, yeah. Yeah, hell yeah. Bittersweet. Enjoy your fucking time while you get a chance. All this fucking harassing. Like this fucking crocodile Dundee looking motherfucker coming up here. Wanna paste his fucking phone all in his face. And look at me as soon as he fucking, I hate these piece of shit motherfuckers, man. Fucking weirdos. Hobo Shoestring, that's his name. That's his name. That's it. Hobo shoestring. Yeah. Yeah, that's my dude. I'll be watching Hobo shoestring. Yep. People that do that all year. Yeah. That's one of the things that the dude was telling me. Like that's how they live. The dude in Sacramento. The Actually, that's the name of their little fucking outfit. They call themselves the Travelers. They're travelers. I think they get offended. I think if you call them train hoppers or something like that. No, I called them something. It's something that it wasn't disrespectful or nothing like that, but you know, I called them something that I thought they might have been because there's different faction of people that do it, and fucking dude, he didn't get offended. He was just like, nah, don't call. I'm not that shit. Don't call me that. I'm a traveler. I didn't think they would get their karma so soon. Yeah, they're definitely gonna get it. They're getting it all over. They're getting it all over. It's just like it's so many of them and everything is so speckled out. You hear shit on the news. We hear a lot of shit. They cover so much shit up. We hear a lot of shit about perps dying and targets dying. They just cover it up with something else. This shit, this program, and it's done. It's done. It's done for a reason. It's all systematically done. They're just like they did with the VTA dude. Said he had all that shit, bombs, explosives, and he had mental illness, all this shit. So it's all a system to keep them out the way. So we've heard plenty about them dying. But one thing I know for sure is God has our backs. And even though to us it might seem like he's lacking on us and shit, like I really believe that he's doing his part in fucking issuing out punishments to these motherfuckers. See this homosexual right here that keeps walking back and forth, trying to get my eye contact, trying to get me to look at him. When he first came out, he stuck his arm out the window and opened the door. But we all know that opening the door was just a show. The arm out the window is what he really wanted me to see. Anchoring my attention and then fucking walking back and forth and fucking trying to get my attention and and try and make me second guess my sex preference. Oh man, these people, man. Oh Lord, excuse, excuse me, guys. It's legitimate. Oh Lord, we are in a time. We are in a time of distraught. Yeah, let's. Oh wait, hold on. It just shows you how to be nice to people because you never know what is gonna happen to you. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because these people think they will never die or lose their jobs or become home. Exactly. Exactly. They're on the top of the world right now. A lot of these people, if it wasn't for us, they wouldn't be financially stable. Even though they might just be making shit to make ends meet. Some of them might be making shit to make ends meet. Hey, what's going on, Mo? Last year, Hobo Shoestring. No, last year Shoestring lost his fingers in a train. A couple. Oh yeah, yeah, I saw that as well. Like, I think actually his blood pressure was going up too, and he had to get a home base. He called it like a stable residence for a while. Yeah, he got a hell of he got a hell of a name. I like his name. Hobo Shoestring. Oh, he said he'll be right back. That's what BRB stands for, I believe. I'll be right back. Oh, I so hate these motherfuckers, man. They want to park behind me and taunt me with their fucking brights in their little fucking Tesla. Fucking piece of shit motherfuckers. guys can see them. But they're parked like right behind me. Hold on. The fucking Tesla bright means shit. Making sure their perp gives me the visual, no doubt. Then when he walks by, they'll drive off. Fucking worlds. You guys are a hazard. Yeah, you fucking hazard. Get out of here, you hazard. A hazard to the public. Hey, what's going on? Truth don't run. Hope everything's good for everybody. Hey, has anybody heard from Steven? Stacy? That's what I meant to ask. Um, I don't, I don't really um, like accepting money, like unless I really, really needed it, like if I'm in a crisis or something. Um, because like you said, you don't have much, but you know it's a blessing just for you to be on the channel, like and fucking be able to see what's going on with me as well as get some of your fucking, you know, whatever's happening to you, get some of that shit off your chest or whatever. That's more of a blessing for me. Like if I really, really, really need it, like I'll ask for it, but I know we all got our shit, man. I haven't heard from Steve and Stacy. Yeah, man. hope he's alright, man. It's probably been like a year since I heard from him. Probably a little bit longer than that. I can't even find him on, oh, here we go again. Here we go. This motherfucker doing something. This motherfucking Karen parked right back behind me. Whoa. Don't park here now, buddy. Nappy, you're a real good person. Hold on, God. Not finished with you. Appreciate that, truth. Appreciate that. Oh man, I hate these people. See that thing right there? It's like they house all the perps, and then right there downstairs, that's a bike shop, and they give all the fucking perps, fucking bikes, fucking, you know, all their fucking garbage bikes and shit. They give it to the perps, and the perps ride around causing all this fucking havoc. And now we got catwalkers. Okay, you saying Lahora. I don't know what. I don't think that means gay. Lahora. I don't. But they say that a lot. They come and say that shit around me. I know. I think it's Hota. Hota is gay. But he says they always say like Lahora. 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 It's not hot here. Um, it actually today was pretty damn good. Today was, I was actually able to sleep through their noise campaigns and shit. Usually when it's hot and shit, it's hard to get to sleep already. Then they be noise campaigning me all fucking night, but I slept through that shit. And it was cool, like when I woke up, so I don't think it was hot today. When I in like fucking LA and all that shit was scorching hot. Like my dog could barely take it. Like I literally had to fucking spend all the money on fucking water just to fucking, dump. I had to pull over. I had to pull over a lot of fucking times and just drench them with water. Cause they were like fucking going crazy and shit. As soon as they would fucking dry off, their tongues were out their mouth. They were acting like they just couldn't take it. In the window that I had the AC on. I had the I had the AC on, and when the windows were up, you could feel the AC, but it was so fucking. The sun was so powerful Like the AC was blowing cold, like, but the sun was so fucking powerful that you felt like it penetrated through the windows and fucking touched your fucking, like, your skin was hot as fuck. Like like it was like, I don't know how to explain it. Wherever the sun wasn't touching, it was like ice cold. But wherever the sun was touching on your body, you felt that shit. Especially when we got around the mountains. Like when we were around the mountains, when we were passing through these mountains and shit, it started like the air started looking like that desert air where it looks like it's water all in the sky. I mean, water all in the air and shit, and it's like waves of water. It started looking like that. It was bad. We had like an hour and a half stretch of just that little shit. Like it was pretty. It was beautiful as fuck. It was beautiful as fuck. Like just everywhere you turn was fucking mountains, but getting through that shit was a bitch. And we go with these weird people. Weird, weirdo. Judah. Hey, what's going on, Brandon? Judah. La Judah, the guards. Oh, Hora. Okay, okay, okay. I'm saying Judah. Judah, the guards. That's what that means, the guards? La Hora? It means the guards. Is that what you're saying, Brandon? Doesn't the temperature drop at night? Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm talking about like passing through, like in LA. I mean that shit was hot, but like I'm talking about passing through the little area wherever that shit was. Like I did a live. I did a live where I was. If you see like the area I was in, it was like it was hot, super hot. It didn't the cause I stayed there overnight. Maybe it was just but I was you know I woke up to fucking warm air like, and it wasn't comfortable. Passing through that shit was not comfortable. Rest stop after rest stop, and I was tired too. I was hella tired. Rest stop after fucking rest stop. Had to get out, wet the dogs down, and then I would fucking stay there. Like I would think staying there with my AC on was doing good, but that shit. It eventually, the water was dripping. Like the water was drying up off the dogs fast. It seemed like every 15, 20 minutes I had to pull over and just put water on. But I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was hot a lot of places. I mean, unordinarily hot in the surrounding, like throughout the pipeline of wherever I was coming from. I mean, where I was coming from, whatever city I passed through. Like it was pretty fucking. It was like those days were pretty fucking hot. you can't sit in a vehicle in the sun. Yeah, and you know, I was high up too as well. I think it's mountains and shit you gotta pass. Well, it is mountains, but you actually elevate up. So I think that's a good. I mean, that's a big part of the reason why it was so hard. Yeah, when they say the hora, they mean the guards, but a lot of people say that means cops. Oh, okay. So they say it like they are the guards. They're the guard. They're funny, dude. They be fucking placating me all in my fucking face and shit. Oh man. So that's what they've been meaning. That they're my fucking guards. Or they're guarding me. They're funny, dude. They're fucking funny. Fucking little dweeb. Yeah. Let me see. Bro, I've been up for 3 days. Oh wow. Yeah, man. That's. I know the feeling, man. When they sleep deprive you, I know the feeling. It's almost like a fucking a high or some type of fucking come down or some shit, man. I don't like that feeling. Oh wait, hold on, you guys. I'm missing some comments. Hey, what's going on, City of Fullerton? Okay, okay. Why did you go to LA? A little experimental thing and just to get away from the bullshit real quick. You know they were pulling guns and shit out on me. So I just fucking, I got up out of here for a minute. Not to run and hide or no shit like that, but just to fucking stop my mind from working so hard, if you will. Mm. Yeah, you can't. Okay, right there. Horror is pronounced horror. Horror. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, because that's how they say it. They say la horra. La horra. La horra. La horra. Look at the one tail light. Um, damn. I can't get to your comments back to back because they flipped through the shit. So I gotta scroll back down, and by the time I scroll back down, it flicks that shit again. So it's like, fuck, man. Like cops and guards. Yeah, okay, yeah. I saw that it looked like Death Valley. Mojave Desert. Could have been that. I don't know. I know. You know, at first I got lost and shit, or it seemed like they were fucking with my. But I think it's just because it was like the bad reception. Cause like my phone, like I literally had to get up out of there from. I was actually surrounded by mountains and shit. Like, and I think because I was surrounded by mountains, it was tweaking out my fucking. It was tweaking out my phone GPS and shit. So you know, I got lost. Like, I literally had to fucking. I literally had to fucking stop and fucking feel like I was thinking like at first my calls were dropping, like I would call out and then my call would fucking like immediately drop and I'd be like, damn, what the fuck? Like, I know my bills, like I know the bills paid, like what the fuck is going on? And then like my internet wouldn't work. And I'm like, you know, I thought either they were in my phone or they cut my fucking phone off for some reason. And when I, you know, when I got back out when I got out from in the mountains and shit, like I started hearing hella fucking like notification sounds and shit. Like I was hearing, you know, the GPS was fucking. The lady was talking. The lady on the GPS was talking again. I was like, the fuck is going on? And then, you know, it came to me fucking the reception and shit, like the cell towers and shit. They didn't have no cell towers out there. That's another beautiful thing. Wherever I was going through, like wherever I got lost, you know, that shit ain't got no cell towers and shit. Like that's pretty damn. You know, that's a beautiful place. I bet you raise a baby out here and raise. I mean, you feed the babies the same thing every day to a science. A baby out in the mount wherever I was would fucking grow up way healthier than a baby out here. Like this baby would be all fucked up mentally, all that shit. Brain just frying through all. Look at this motherfucker brightening the shit out of me. So strategic in their harassment. So yeah, like I might have even been, like I might have even passed through. Nah, I don't think I passed through Arizona, but how far is it, Arizona from? Nah, hell no. I don't think I got that far. My husband came into my life during the time I was getting mobbed on job. I was going through hell, but my husband found me. I told him about strangers doing things to me, and been there ever since. That, yeah, that's a beautiful thing. That's definitely a beautiful thing when your partner is fucking on board with you. Oh, who said that? One of the dudes. It was a Latino dude that he came over here, and you know he had his little mask on or whatever. I think he was a homosexual, and you know he just came by and he said "La Hora" in a real fucking like feminine way. But they say that to me all the time, bro. Now that it makes sense, now that I thought they were saying like fag or something like that. I thought they were calling me a fag all the time. No disrespect to anybody, but that's what I thought they were saying. Like I thought they were calling me a fag. I thought they were saying the faggot or some shit like that. There's somebody across the street watching the live and shit because he's fucking laughing. Every time I say that shit, he fucking laughs. Fucking weirdo. Fucking stalker, computer stalker, motherfucking. Laugh at that. Um, oh, that's why where I live, the sun damages your skin fast. Yeah, man. I mean, I wonder how the Western people go. Well, they had shit. They had shit. But you know, a lot of them. Come to think of it, like a lot of them, a lot of them Western movies and shit they showed, they had fucking swords and shit all on their face, and then scabs and shit on their lips, fucking drinking whiskey and sweating like a motherfucker, and so that sun had to be tearing their ass up. Oh man. And it's really bad, like the Western days, like when, like, you know, when you in that hot shit like that, you gotta probably at least you gotta take a shower. You got, I mean, you gotta take a shower all the time. But I'm just saying, like, when you're sweating like that and shit, you can't leave that shit on your body for no fucking. You can't go a day without showering, or at least at the very least washing, washing down or whatever. Like you have to literally fucking clean your body, fucking, cause that shit'll have you all fungus and shit. You'd be all have fungus fucking infections and shit. Have fungus infections and shit all over the place and shit. Like you gotta clean up, cause that sweat is no fucking joke, and that shit has a smell to it. Like if you fucking let yourself get too sweaty, and whatever you don't wash that shit immediately, that shit will have an out of this fucking world fucking funky smell to it. Like you gotta throw that shit. I learned two things on the streets. Like living on the streets, I learned two things. If you're gonna drink, make sure you get a motel. You know, that way you can fucking take a shower and fucking wash that shit off your fucking body. Because, you know, if you don't wash that shit out, if you don't wash that shit out of your system, like if you don't drink water, like you gotta drink a lot of water and fucking piss that shit out of your system before checkout time and take a shower. A good fucking shower, because if you don't, that shit is gonna come out of your pores, and that shit is gonna have you smelling like you've been living on the streets for like fucking 30 years without no shower. And I don't care how clean you think you are, how fucking, you know, how fucking much Tide you got on your fucking clothes and all that shit. That shit ain't in your clothes. That shit is in your fucking pores. That's with hard drugs too. That's I don't recommend anybody do hard drugs, especially if you're a target. I don't recommend that shit, but you know, I know a lot of us drink. So I'm saying if you ever have to go to the streets, make sure make make sure you fucking get you a motel and shit, man. Cause it's not cool. Yeah, you wash your body fucking and sweating in the sun, and you get a motel fucking when you drink. Those two things are gonna save you a lot of fucking bullshit. Trust me. Or even if you can't afford to wash that shirt or whatever you had on. No, not funny. It's not funny if you can't afford it, but like if you can't fucking, or you just don't feel like washing that shit, just throw that shit away, and just go fucking buy some more later on or whatever. But look at this weirdo. Here we go with this shit again. Look how long dude been right there brightening me. Like he ain't waiting on nobody. He just brightening the shit out of me. Let me see. Hey, what's going on, Wade? If I knew you were going to be in LA, I would have got a few TRs together. And man, oh yeah, that's you're like I forgot you said Riverside. That's Riverside, right? You said or Fresno. Riverside or Fresno, I believe you said. That's weird, bro. What the fuck? Oh, then say La Jolla? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's what they do. They like to watch the live. They like to send their handiwork through and watch the live and see their fucking bullshit people in action. I think they met. I actually think they make bets on us too as well. Side bets and shit like that. Who's gonna make? Who's gonna be able to make you fucking? You know, make the first fucking cause you the most fucking. Who's gonna get you to get out of your character first? Cause you to get out of your character first. The weirdos we have to deal with, and the weirdos who created them. Let's see if this is a weirdo. We're gonna give this guy the benefit of the doubt. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's see what happens with the judgment. Don't jump into conclusions or anything. Okay, keeps the backup lights on, extra long. But we won't say he's targeting me with that. That might be over exaggerating. Synchronization. The girl flips me off. For some reason, she flips me off. Let's see what else we get. get the door dasher to hit the bell right next to the side of the vehicle. Synchronization. And most likely, let's see what we got. Let's not, I was gonna say most likely, but let's not jump to conclusions. We're gonna see if he actually performed something. Some bending over routine. Some pulling his pants up bullshit. Some touching his butt. They love to do the bend over one on me for some reason. Almost like mating season. They like to cock their little fucking tooties in the air. Little tushies. It's legitimate, you guys. Oh, okay, that's a woman. But they like to cock their little tushes in the air. The men do. Is that a woman or a man? Looks like a woman. He's in a dress, or is it a man in a dress? Or is that a woman? It's a man. It's a fucking man. I knew it was something. First it looked like a man in a fucking a woman. In a dress. With short hair. But when you looked over here you can see it's a man. Lord have mercy. They're funny. Yeah, man. What time is it? Will it take you to the rough area? We're gonna go to where the rough area is now. The so-called rough area. It's not really it's the fucking it's the perp rough area. Where the perps are heavy. Heavy perp traffic, ladies and gentlemen. I was gonna try and get some front row seats. Don't look like no front row seats though. Right here, there's no parking over here. I gotta wait till it's parking. But this right here is the fucking this is the battle zone right is where they have all the crazies come on. Look, they're all meeting right now. All the fucking undercover police. All undercover police, ladies and gentlemen. 4 fellas right there. Undercover police. All talking about how they're gonna conduct excuse me, that's their legitimate, their fucking bullshit tonight, man. And they stick out like sore thumbs. They be trying to come out here looking like regular fucking citizens and shit, but you can tell they're police just by the way they huddle, by the way they stand, their stance and all that shit, because they all have a fucking certain stance. It's like they have a permanent stance from wearing that fucking, you know, from wearing that they always stand with their fucking legs spread apart. From wearing that fucking, what is that shit called? That gun belt. So that gun belt has fucking permanently shaped them into being fucking noticeable. Or, you know, the habits that they take from having to wear that fucking gun belt all the time. You know, they've shaped themselves into being pointed out. And shoes. Shoes are a dead giveaway as well. They usually have those fucking, they look like, they could almost be boots or sneakers, but they're brown, like almost earthly tone, like mountain boots. But they're usually always brown and fucking. Oh man. Or there'll be some fucking, they'll be like Nikes and shit, but they'll be like Nikes that you get from like Macy's, or like they have that signature look like Macy's, or like some, but mainly it's like brown hiking boots type shit, but slash like brown, like real light though, like the light brown, like they're like light, they're not like real heavy boots, they're just like as light as tennis shoes maybe. Cops are out here conducting their business, their fucking bullshit work on a nightly basis, on a nightly basis. That's the good thing of, well, I don't want to say it's good to be homeless or to be living out here and shit like that, but you know, one of the advantages of it is you get to fucking pay attention to these motherfuckers. Like, I know if I lived in a house and shit, like most of my, you know, any knowledge pretty much would come from like YouTube. I don't want to say it because I don't know too much of anything, but you know, being able to analyze these people and shit and fucking see how they work and how the police be out here conducting shit and fucking they're a part of it. And fact that they, the fact that they underestimate me and think the fact that they feel however it is they feel about me is some heavy underestimation going on. Like that just makes it even better because it's either they are underestimating me or they're trying to make me feel like what I'm doing is not gonna reach anybody. Like they want me to feel so fucking, in some ways intimidated. Well, in a lot of ways intimidated. They want me to be fucking scared and shit. Like especially with that car bullshit. They keep screeching the tires and shit to try and fucking, give me flashbacks or some type of fucking warning and shit, like it's gonna back me off of them, but they just like, they don't understand that shit's making it worse, like, literally, like, I don't know how to explain it, man. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, it's just making it worse. Like that shit, they're underestimating me, man. And that's a beautiful thing in some ways, but it's also annoying as fuck. Because as soon as I do something, like for instance, as soon as I get on the megaphone, like they'll harass me. They'll harass me to the point I get tired of it. And then I get on the megaphone and I start fucking, calling them out. Because, they just oversaturate me with the bullshit. And, once I start doing that shit, they swarm on me and shit. Like a bunch of fucking fruit flies. It's like I'm an apple and I'm up against about 1,000 fucking fruit flies. And fucking once they start doing that shit, I fucking like the VTA thing, like it's like they push, I push, they push harder, I push harder, and then fucking they'll fucking start fucking, they won't go as heavy no more. And then they'll fucking start oversaturating me again with that shit. The shit is getting ridiculous, man. It's getting tiring. Just like I got my tire fixed, now they're just letting air out of it. Right now, since I've gotten my tire situation handled and fixed, and now that right now, what they'll do, right now they're just letting air out of my tire. Right now they're just doing it manually with their fingernail or whatever they're using to let the air out. In about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, magically, out of nowhere, if I don't check my tires, there's gonna be a screw. Like, I literally have to waste my time. Well, it's not wasting my time no more. Like, this is like a precious thing that I have to do. But I have to go out of my way to fucking make sure that these people haven't fucking screwed no fucking bullshit in my tire. And that shit, it's just those little things, man. It might not be much. It might not seem much to most, like much to most men. But it's those little things that add up, and then you just get tired of it. And it just might be a quick fucking. You might just woke up on the wrong side of the bed, and you just start thinking about everything these people have done to you, and then you fucking end up like the fucking. I'm sure, you know. I'm almost positive that VTA dude that was working at the VTA didn't plan that shit out. He didn't plan that day out. He didn't fucking sit months and months behind some fucking desk saying, okay, well, this is what I'm gonna do first. I'm a plan a, I'm a light, I'm gonna fucking light my house on fire. Which I don't even think he lit his house on fire. I just think he had evidence in his house and they lit that shit on fire. But that's just me. But I don't think he planned that. I think that shit was just a split decision. You know, these people fuck with you like that, and I know that feeling. That's why I think it was a split decision. It's that feeling like you just really want to do something, but you're holding back. You're holding back, and then you thank God that you didn't have, whatever. Man, I know that fucking feeling, man. So these people, man. Yeah, and for them to do the shit they do, especially like when I protest, they'll hit like the VTA drivers and shit. They'll fucking the first day I protested in front of the VTA building, they sent 2 fucking VTA vans that sent very same day to fucking harass me with 1 headlight, 1 in the daytime and 1 at nighttime. And I got footage way before that, the VTA drivers driving behind me with 1 headlight, 2 VTA vans that get changed out of the VTA machines. Like they ride back to back. It's 2 white vans that look like this van almost. It's 2 white vans driving back to back with 1 headlight. Parking meter, people following me around with 1 headlight. Neighborhood, like how are you gonna say you're not connected with these people? That's the first thing I'm gonna say in court. If I ever have to go to court, those are the things those are the type of things I'm gonna bring up. Okay. Well, as much money as you guys make, because you guys pretty much are the heart of the city, as much fucking money as you guys make, you mean to tell me all your vehicles just so happen to have 1 headlight, just like neighborhood watch, just like those police officers, the security guard, and whoever else is fucking following me around with 1 headlight, and you're gonna say you're not connected with those people? And evidently there's corrupt police, because the police are telling me on film that they have no idea what I'm talking about with these 1 headlights. So if the police have no idea about it, no one has an idea what's going on. So if I do something to one of you guys, they can't say, oh, he did this to a police informant, or he did this because on film, the police told us they don't know anything about what the fuck is going on. You guys heard that 2 times. A motorcycle cop said it. 2 motorcycle police said it. And fucking those undercover police said it. So it ain't gonna be no getting around that. Like, these people are terrorists, literally, stepping on our Constitution. So if something was to happen to him, you know, they're gonna have like. Man, I wish I was a fucking lawyer or some shit, man. Or I wish I could just get some. I wish I could just get some type of paralegal lawyer to where you can pay on a month to month basis and shit, or something like that. And probably like after 6 months of paying them, probably like pay them up front first, pay him some money up front first, and then gets like 6 months of payments in with him, documented, pay, like I want fucking receipts, and I want, you know, I want cash back if fucking you're not fucking doing your job. I want that shit written on paper, but pay him off for like 6 months, give him a chunk of money up front, and then pay, you know, make a steady payment of, you know, steady payment for 6 months, and have him go up against this shit. Like I'll point the shit out to him what I want him to look and see how that quick bend over. Fucking nasty. It's not mating season. Everybody just seen you bend over and toot your ass up in the air. You guys seen those? You guys saw that fucking man. That was almost like he didn't want to do it. Like somebody's watching him. That was it's like he just fucking touched the fucking concrete. Like he didn't even. He did it really quick, and he didn't pick nothing up. He just did a quick bend over like that. That's fucking with his pride. Like they're gonna fucking really eat up there. He doesn't. He's a rookie. He doesn't know what he's gotten himself into. You're gonna have to do it a little bit better than that, buddy. Oh man, that's fucking with his pride. He don't want to do that. He didn't want to do that. Oh man, just coming into the job. Just coming into the job. By the time it's over with, boy, they're gonna have you fully turned out. You're gonna be having draws going up in your ass. You're gonna be real familiarized with this program. It ain't just gonna be bending over no more. So you better start practicing how to bend over. I would never. I would never. Oh man. Yeah, man. God bless us all. Hey, what's going on? What? That's weird. Yeah, that's okay. I think I did read that. Hot as fuck, dry and dusty. Hell yeah. Wherever I was, yeah, that shit was. Oh man. And the air, like when you went outside to breathe the air, it almost like the air made your fucking throat, like it hurt to breathe. Not hurt to breathe, but it was uncomfortable. That's better. That's better put. It was really uncomfortable to breathe. It wasn't a comfortable feeling. lots of viewers. Oh, I can't even see the viewer count. They got my co-workers acting real gay all day now, bro. Yeah, that's what they're gonna do, man. Anything like it's almost like they're trying to change your sexual preference, man. It's like they try and make you attracted, like they want you to be attracted, like I don't know about you, but like for me, like I don't, I'm the type of person like I don't even like, and this is before Target, like I don't, I'm not the type to get at females and no shit like that. Like if they get at me, I'll conversate and we'll go from there. But I don't all that fucking that game or whatever. Like I'm not I'm not with that shit. I don't do all that. But they use that against you. Um, so being a target as well. So being a target for me, I'm really not. When females come to talk, if a female was to, like just out the blue come to talk to me and shit, like I'm not even gonna too much give her the fucking time of day like that. Like I'm not, you know, I'm not, finna be, I'm not finna be fucking dealing with no fucking honeypots or no shit like that. So, I get, for me, I think it's like they, they know when, they know everything. So they know when I'm intimate with somebody or whatever. And they know like the time periods. They know how long it's been. They know all that shit. So they try and use up, since your well might be dry, so to speak, on being with females and shit. They try and send these fucking fruity, real feminine dudes. No offense to anybody who's not a perk, but they send these real fruity dudes at me, man. Or and it's like they want to fucking, they want you to fucking almost feel like you'll never get anybody. So fuck, why not? I'm never gonna be in no relationship, no normal relationship. Why not? Maybe if I do it, they'll leave me alone. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. First of all, and then they do shit like that to try and scare you. That shit don't scare. Like that shit fucks with my dogs though. Um, but yeah, man, why not? Fucking, I might as well. They want you to be in that fucking. And when you don't bite for that, like who's gonna fucking bite on that, man? Who's gonna bite on that? But I bet you, a lot of people have. A lot of people have. Actually, I don't know of anybody who has. I can't tell you there is for a fact, but I can almost I can almost guarantee you that somebody has before. When you don't bite that shit, they start sending the bearded men at you and shit. The men fucking, they like to turn back, like have their backs at you, and they have really long hair. some would even call beautiful. Some would even call beautiful hair. It's really fucking long and fucking curly and shit, like some fucking rock and roll star or some shit. But it's just because it's behind the dress, you know, it looks really fucking like a woman. And it'd be like feminine petite, like dudes and shit, so they're really fucking skinny. No hair on their arms or legs and shit. And they be having their backs to you and shit, and you be fucking thinking it's women and shit. And then the dude fucking turn around and some fucking dude with fucking beard, like a shaggy fucking beard and fucking pock marks and shit all in his face. When you don't bite, they get really fucking pissed off. It seems they fucking start sending the real monsters at you. First it's the feminine monsters, then it's the real fucking monsters. They're all looking over here fucking. It's crazy. Oh Lord. Lord help us all, man. Yeah. They'd send them, I swear, Mo. I would never lie. You guys have seen him. Actually, you guys seen the dude with the drawers in his butt. That was a bit. Well, I don't think that was quite a bearded. That wasn't a bearded lady because you could tell he didn't have the long fucking, the shaggy fucking hair. He had shaggy hair. He didn't have the fucking. You know, I guess if they would have combed it up and had it looking like the Beatles or some shit, like from. But they couldn't. They couldn't even do that. They couldn't even do that. They just said, go fucking put your fucking drawers in your butt and fucking bend over in front of them. They didn't even think of him. They didn't care if I thought he was a lady first or not. Yeah, man, these times we living in is a bitch, man. You know, this targeting goes, so pretty much anything goes, man. With neighborhood watch and all the other, these fucking weirdos, and they're getting away with murder, man. Every single person that targeted, you know, that I be trying to think, like, you know, and I've heard other targets say, you know, they don't think that the foot perps know what the higher ups are up to as far as people dying and all that shit. But you know, that's, you know, once the first person that you've been doing this shit to commits fucking murder, and you stay in this fucking shit, and you fucking just get paid and act like it never happened. Cause I know when it happened, a lot of them were shaking in their boots, man. A lot of them knew that they caused this shit, especially the people that worked at VTA. They were shaking in their fucking boots, man. A lot of them thinking like, damn, that could have been me. That could have been me. Not just that, but are we gonna get caught? Like it's a lot of people in there that didn't know what the fuck, like. And I wasn't there. I wasn't there. I wasn't looking at the looks on their faces or none of that. I can't tell you how their faces looked or no shit like that, but I can tell you that they were fucking probably still shaking in their fucking boots right now. But they still do it though. And then me doing that shit with the fucking megaphone. And I know they killed the other dude. I know that for, well, I don't know it for a fact, but in my heart, I know they killed the other dude. They say committed suicide. I know they did it. I know they did it. It just all adds up that way. That's it all adds up that way. Dude was staying in contact with the families. He was consoling the families and he stayed in contact with the families. Nobody that does that is gonna fucking commit suicide. Especially this long after. Maybe the first 3 or 4 days you might feel bad about what you did. You know, that was you know, you didn't think shit was gonna turn out like that. You might have did it. But a month or 2 months out down the line, no. You've had plenty of time to grieve and get your mind right. There's no way in the world you're gonna do that. But if you are staying in contact with the family members, probably against, like I said, probably against their fucking best advice, telling you, oh, nah, I wouldn't do that. Let them grieve and shit, and you're still fucking, you know too much about the fucking program. You work there. You know, people are fucking walking on eggshells already. Now you already dislike the program probably. You probably, not with that shit and probably have told some people that you're not with that shit. Now you really got people walking on eggshells if you stand with the families. You know, how did they say in the movies? You gotta clean that problem up. It's not funny, I'm venting it out. But yeah, I think that was a cleanup job. Myself. That's just me. And so I know me going in front of that megaphone with that megaphone, those people really think, it's some people in there that really think that they're going down for a long time. They're stressing right now. Well, actually, it's been so long they're probably not stressing as bad because they've proceeded to keep doing the shit. They proceed to keep doing the shit. So, all that fucking being held accountable is starting to wear off. But I know in the beginning it was tough times, and now I'm now I'm coming up back. I know they're like, this fucking motherfucker. He's bringing it all back up again. I was like the sore was starting to heal. The sore of their fucking corruption was starting to heal over and shit. And then I just came and ripped the fucking scab off. Like, I ripped the scab off. And now they're fucking back in their thoughts. But they're doing it to themselves, man. You want to keep oversaturating me with that fucking bullshit? Letting air on my tires and fucking putting nails in my shit, scraping up my fucking shit. I'm done with that shit. I'm fucking done with that shit. No more. No more. going for a drive. Ye, G-E, to ghetto. Oh, the ghetto. The ghetto. Oh, you just reminded me of something. That's a show. I wanted to find that show, Good Times. I've been trying to find uh, something that plays the good times. Just let's go. Maybe we'll see the regular characters. Perps. Oh yeah. When we were going over there, yeah, it's no parking over there. Yeah, last night I was over there for a bit, and they came out. That was on live. They came out. They went in their usual. They went to their little usual surveillance posts and started acting crazy and shit. New face, of course. New face, same routine, same fucking routine. What are they gonna say next? Just that place is crazy. People go to that spot all the time and act crazy. That's just where they go. That's their crazy. That's designated for crazy people. Yeah, fucking right. Who are you gonna convince that? Well, probably convince a lot of people of that shit. They do stand out. Yeah, the police, yeah, they super stand out, man. Super stand out. You can, well, there are some good undercovers. Those be the ones that really fucking, that they have fucking, they're more like inform. They really be cops, I think, but they're more like informants because they get to smoke drugs and they get to really sell sex and all that shit. You know, in Oakland, this is a while back. This is like probably 15 years ago, maybe. Probably like 15 years ago. I was in this jail called Santa Rita in Oakland, and it was these chicks and shit that would go to the drug dealers and shit, and they would have sex. They would actually have sex with them, get involved with them, and learn their fucking learn the inside outs of how they do their shit. Cause dudes and shit, and you get you a girl, you want to show them everything, show them you got money and shit, you're balling or whatever, and they fucking literally have sex with them and shit, and fucking get all the information, and there was a lot of people. It was like at least 3 fucking people, man, that these 2 chicks, man, locked up, man. These 2 fucking chicks that work for the fucking police. And fucking, it's crazy. Like, this shit is deep, man. Like, when they want to lock you up, like they, excuse me, it's legitimate. Like, when they want you, they do anything, man. They got special units that fucking will fucking let their fucking undercovers do drugs, fucking. Cause a big thing, like with a drug dealer, like regular street drug dealer, like the ones, like the regular drug dealer that has to, you know, fish his way for the money and shit, like $10, and not somebody that's fucking selling fucking kilos and shit like that, but somebody that's selling like $10 at a time, $20 maybe. It's hard to even get a full $20 out of somebody that does crack and shit unless they have a job and shit. Most of the time you're gonna get like $13 or it's gonna be really short money, like $8 here and shit like that. So the first thing you look for when you're doing that is like you look at the thumbs and make sure like the thumbs have fucking been fucking, you know, damaged from lighter flicking and shit, and you know, all black and shit from cleaning out the whatever utensil you're using to use your drugs or whatever. So you look for that shit. And sometimes like some dudes, you know, it was real popular. Like if a lady was buying drugs and if it was like a certain amount and you didn't trust her and shit, you would fucking tell her, no offense to any woman and shit, but you would tell her to like pull her like breast out to prove that, you know, she wasn't the police. So, you know, they got really hip to that. They got they got really hip to, you know, checking people like that, like making it, and because you know snitches, when snitches get locked up, they tell everything. So the police find out your little tactics and your undercover words, your coded words, and all that shit. They find that shit out quick. Um, Unless you keep a small circle, but you know most of the time they fucking and you make your own shit up and keep a small circle. But other than that, if you just use the regular street words that everybody's fucking using, they're gonna crack that shit. Cause too many fucking snitches. So, saying all that to say, you know, that's one of the things that you do. Or that's one of the things that like, you know, was real popular on the streets is checking the thumbs, making sure like they weren't clean cut, like didn't have no fucking, you know, clean cut look, and they had a little bit of dirt about them and shit. If they didn't have jobs, so they caught on to that shit, and then they started fucking, you know, having agents or I don't know what if they're actually hooked in with the police, but they work for them, like they get salary, like they get money for it, like good money for it, but they just be smoking, like they be real fucking drug addicts and for prostitutes and they be calling in the brigade. That's when shit's getting serious and shit. Like when they can't find nothing out about you, when you're just fucking, they really want to know about you and shit. They send those motherfuckers in on you. That's where okay. I drove through that area before. It's crazy. Oh, well, let me see. Let me make sure. Well, like I said, I'm glad you made it. I appreciate that. I drove through the area before. It's crazy. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. No reception. No, none of that shit. Um, Gang Stalking Fullerton is near Disneyland. Hey, I think I seen. Wait, where's Magic Mountain? If I'm not mistaken, when I was going the wrong way, I think I seen Magic Mountain. I don't know if that's. It was like in the mountains though. It was like a water park though. They are good with hella good with subliminals. Super good with subliminals. Isn't stuck on buffer anymore. Oh, it was buffering. Oh shit, man. Look how they promote the mask. This is the Children Discovery Museum. Look at the rubber ducky. Wait, hold on. There you go. Look at the mask on that motherfucker. Look at the booty bandit. Look at the rubber ducky. I see him, I see him. Promoting the shit out that to the kids. Look at the rubber ducky. The rubber ducky has a mask on. Yep, that's our society now. That's what the world is coming to. That's my recycle bag, dude.